AI is the buzzword. Everybody is talking about AI in today's day and age.
And my feeling is that I think it's slightly overhyped
All right.
at this point of time.
Right.
But people are really underhyping the long-term impact of AI, right? Our hiring process is very, very unique. Before even we select,
wow, okay.
we extend an offer to the candidate. They spend a day with us. Elevated by Guidewire is our effort to extend opportunities for people who do not have the capital or the right mentorship to pursue a kind of a bachelor's in engineering. I think that's our effort. We started with 50 scholarship this year. It's not just coding and delivering shipping software, right? We are impacting lives of so many people who are out there.
As I walked into your office, I saw an interesting wall. And if I'm not wrong, this wall had names of ski resorts.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
India has long been recognized as the world's technology hub, and Insurtech is no exception. It's an integral part of this story. What's exciting is that today these innovations for global customers are happening right here. A perfect example would be Guidewire. And that brings me to Bangalore, where Guidewire's brand new office is located. Well, I wouldn't just say it's a brand new office or just another tech center. It's a powerhouse where teams are building and designing platforms that support customers and insurers in over 42 countries. Guidewire is the world's leading platform for property and casualty insurers. They are trusted by more than 570 insurers worldwide. Now, while you may not see their name on your policy, the system that shapes how claims are processed, how risks are assessed, and how insurance adapts to our changing world is happening right here. In short, the innovation shaping the future of insurance is happening right here in India. At the center of this transformation is Mohammed Anzy, Vice President and Managing Director at Guidewire India. Under his leadership, the center in Bangalore and Chennai are rapidly scaling into one of Guidewire's most prominent global innovation hubs, delivering technology that insurers rely on to innovate and grow. I'm Nelson John, and through Crafting Bharat, we bring you stories of leaders, innovators, and organizations shaping India's growth story. Today, I sit down with Mr. Anzy to explore how Guidewire India is building the future of Insurtech, and right here in Bengaluru. Anzy, it's a great pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you, Nelson. Very pleased to be here with you in this show. Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's begin with the big picture. Insurance is often viewed as a luxury. A lot of them don't see it as a necessity, that to be honest about it. But Guidewire is clearly pushing their boundaries. In your view, in your perspective, what does innovation mean in Insurtech? And how is Guidewire's expansion in India fitting into this larger picture?
Good. Probably I will ask you another question.
Right.
There was name one of the Insurtech companies that you heard about.
Okay, you caught me off guard there.
I think that's exactly where we play. I think we are one of the very few vertical SaaS organizations in the Insurtech. For us, I think ultimately what matters is creating the business outcomes using the right technology, right? That's where we do play. At Guidewire, as you rightly mentioned, where we play is in terms of creating faster processing of claims, also creating a full stack insurance software for the firms to operate so that they can process large number of claims, they can do the risk analysis, they can also make sure that the underwriting process is simplified. And with slightly over 542 customers, I can proudly say that we are creating a large impact.
That's amazing, But before we, proceed with our conversation here in this podcast, as I walked into your office, I saw an interesting wall. And if I'm not wrong, this wall had names of ski resorts.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
Just please tell me more
I think
about
that's it primarily came from our head of product development, Diego Devale. So where he was really fond of skiing as a hobby and as a passion.
Wow.
So when we had an opportunity to name our different releases, because every quarter we have a cloud release, he mentioned that let's go with the ski releases. And starting with we had different names of the ski resorts in across the world. And we also got one name for India, especially the Kufri comes from India. The K release came from India. So that's a brief background about it. So that journey continues.
All right, now let's get back to our conversation with Guidewire. You know, I mean, I want to get into the specifics. You know, I mean, your team here in India, you know, they were a part of a significant contribution towards a key release. So you are building these technologies for the world, right? So could you just, you know, elaborate more about it and, you know, let us know what it was about?
Yeah, I think it's very important for us to slightly go back in time and look at how we started our operations. We started by acquiring a company in cyber risk based out of Chennai. That was way back in 2017.
All right.
Even before the GCCs were so popular in the industry, right? So Guidewire came to India primarily on a value conversation in terms of getting into a product and enhancing the product on much higher ground. Then in 2019, we started our operations in Bangalore. We started with building a team around the cloud platform. The team in India contributed heavily to the Guidewire cloud platform.
Right.
That's where all the applications get built at Guidewire. Again, fast forward, we are close to 530 employees at this point of time. We have teams around cloud platform, we have teams around data platform and application platform. These are three strategic pieces in terms of the Guidewire product delivery. And especially in the data platform, as you know, insurance is a completely data-rich industry.
Data-driven,
especially if you have to price the product right, if you have to do the underwriting right, you look at different signals from the different variables, and that's how you create insights. And what most often happens is that most of our customers have both structured and unstructured data, and we kind of the data platform actually runs through these large sets of data and kind of create the right semantic where our customers will be able to create insights out of it. So these are foundational pieces of our industry, and these are foundational pieces of the Guidewire's product portfolio. So in short, we are an integral and very significant part of what Guidewire does to the industry, and then that's how we contribute to the overall product portfolio. Some of the features are developed, especially some of the features I would like to highlight, especially the data integrity services, which are very crucial for the insurance industry, got shipped out of India.
Right.
And again, Nelson, this is where the conversation gets interesting, right? India is actually perceived not just from a cost perspective, right? Really from a value definition perspective.
Right.
I have a huge set of product managers here. Every day their kind of objective is to really look at what are the new kind of products, features which we can ship out of here, right? So from that perspective, the conversations are not from just a development center, but really an innovation center. Building feature-rich products out of India is something that we do every day.
Every day. So see, like you're talking about insurance and all of this, you have n amount of data that is there, like you amass an n amount of data. Do you use this data in a way like, you know, you can repurpose it later, probably? Do you have AI technologies, you know, integrated into your platform, you know, probably, you know, enhancing this data and making it more accessible later?
Absolutely. I think especially the startup that we were talking about, Science, that we acquired way back in 2017, it actually uses multiple ML models in terms of decision making and processes and risk assessment, right? The way we believe is AI is everywhere.
True.
And every layer of our application, there is a very significant artificial intelligence infused into that, right? So we don't see AI as completely separate. It's there everywhere, and especially some of the scenarios where if you really need to integrate two products or features, right? And most often it's a pain point for the customers to do that. So we have a tool where it looks at both the endpoints and
Right.
kind of integrates
Right.
by default, and then helps the customers to have a seamless conversation between products and features. So again, it's a very seamless integration that we do, and every layer of application there is a huge infusion of AI happening.
Right.
Yeah. So for us, it's not a standalone feature.
Right.
It's a large technology shift that we are seeing, and we are leveraging it full extent.
Full extent.
Even before the Transformers models become so popular, we had AI infused into every part of our business. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because AI is the buzzword. Everybody is talking about AI in today's day and age.
And my feeling is that, Nelson, I think it's slightly overhyped
all right.
at this point of time, but people are really underhyping the long-term impact of AI, right? Especially there is a significant amount of code generation happens through it. My feeling is that in future there is a huge amount of business process generation also happens with AI, and that would be a significant game changer.
Right.
For me, my biggest leverage is that the moment you can add trust into AI layer, I think it's going to be a completely different game altogether. Yeah.
Right. So, at the end of the day, we talk about technology, we talk about all of this, the innovations that we build and, we ship outside India. But what really matters, when it comes to India is, it impacts people who are most vulnerable. They look up to an insurance at that point.
True.
So how are your teams, helping them, your insurers, basically, how your teams helping the insurers make this a more smooth, seamless operation for them?
Yeah. So I think there are multiple products that we cater to. The Claim Center, which is a very integral part of it. Then Policy Center, which helps us, every insurers to kind of create policies against it. Then we have Billing Center. So this actually constitutes the central part of what we do. Again, to your point, right, the way we look at technology is to create meaningful outcomes and much faster pace. Right? I'll give you an example. There used to be a scenario where bringing out a new insurance product into the market used to take 6 to 7 months time, because you have to really conceptualize the entire model. Then you have to do the financial planning for that, and then you have to bring it out. With a new feature that we developed in a software, which is called APD, you can actually kind of look at and fast track the entire product creation process itself, which is a game changer for the market, right? So it simplifies the process of product creation, at the same time faster market access and seamless execution. These are some of the differentiators that we built it.
Right. So you're making claim process not just a transaction. You're making more of an human emotion. It's more of a human emotion, right? I mean, like getting your claims processed, right?
Yeah, that's true. And many cases, I think you have different data sets available. You can run intelligence out of it.
Right.
And even before the claim is actually made, you can have the right signals in place so that it's processed faster, right? And so that the customers, our end users, get a better experience. I think these are some of the very intricate things that we do, and which helps our insurers.
So, Anzy, you mentioned, earlier in our conversation that you're about 500 members strong here in India. And I also came across another article that mentions that Guidewire wants to double its headcount by 2028. We are in a time when, a lot of these big companies are trying to, reduce their headcount. And you are here, trying to increase. How do you ensure, that you would scale so fast, but, without losing quality? How do you ensure that?
I think for Guidewire in India, I think what we really look at is, again, with AI, how do we really deliver more features and be fast to the market, right? Which needs scale, and that's fundamentally one of the reasons why we are hiring. Again, you need to understand, again, just putting into a really different perspective, globally we are just 3,500 employees. The India team is almost 530 at this point of time.
And is India center the largest number of employees?
No, US is still the largest development center, and India could be the second largest development center. For us, I think the hiring is not about the numbers. Right? We have huge opportunities. there are significant product deliveries which could be driven out of India, end-to-end product deliveries which could be driven out of India. And I see it as an opportunity which needs definitely an increased number of people on ground, right? Again, to your specific question on how do we maintain the quality, I think our hiring process is very, very unique. What we try to do is that every person that we hire, they kind of spend a day with us. They spend a day with our team, going through the different Scrum ceremonies, be part of.
And this is before you hire them?
Before even we select,
Oh, wow, okay.
we extend an offer to the candidate. They spend a day with us, and we also do a pair programming where one of my developers again works with the candidate, and probably they actually do a piece of development together and understand the competencies that each of them have. And in many cases, we also extend the Copilot license to the candidate, which is very unique, right? Because the future of development is with AI, right? With some of the code generation models, and that's how we scale. So they spend a day with us. We understand each other better. They also get a kind of a preview in terms of the culture that we are having, and then finally, sometimes it leads to an offer, sometimes it doesn't lead to an offer. But something which is very unique is that there are many cases where the candidate is not being selected, but still he or she writes a long email to us to say they have learned significant amount of stuff from these conversations. So again, for us, the entire hiring process is a journey.
Right.
It's about craft and culture. How do we do it well with both having equal amount of importance, and we space it out.
So I really found that interesting. Let them come in and before they join, let experience how Guidewire is in the environment. It's like try before you buy a type of, something like that.
That's true. I think for us, Nelson, it's also very important that there is a larger purpose behind what we are doing. Right? It's not just coding and delivering shipping software, right? We are impacting lives of so many people who are out there, and it's a huge purpose that we are behind. And then people need to understand what we are doing and the kind of impact that we create in the industry, right? And I don't think you can really understand the impact with just 15 minutes of video conference, right? I think that's why we do this, and people are really appreciated. We also have seen a tremendous amount of benefits coming out of it.
That's a great. I'm at least happy that you're not the kind of numbers kind of person. You are more of setting the right mindset. Out there. That's a very important thing in today's fast-paced world. Moving on. You're building all of this, but you're not doing it all alone. You are partnering with integrators like PwC and Capgemini and all that. So and also you've launched the Guidewire Technology Labs with universities such as Amrita, Reva, PS, and SRM. Could you just tell me what is the strategy behind this collaboration?
Yeah, I think even before Guidewire established in India, there is a very strong developer ecosystem in India.
Right.
Just to give you numbers, we have almost 13,000 developers who are working on Guidewire platform across different partners.
Oh, okay.
It's a huge number, right? And what we also felt is that every year, most of our partners together hire close to 2,000, 2,500 freshers from the different academies. And especially in the market that we are operating, we sometimes feel there is a disconnect which is coming from what's needed to work in Guidewire platform versus what's available in the market.
Right.
So with Guidewire Technology Labs, what we give or what we extend to the academia is kind of a crash course which gives them really an acceleration in terms of first the domain expertise that they need to operate in a insurance world, Insurtech world. The second, the latest tech, right? Especially the access to our cloud data platform, access to the tech behind Guidewire platform. And it's an elective course available in 6 different universities, and we are one of the very few corporates who are actually doing such a thing. And every campus we go together with a partner and do the delivery of the course, and that's how we scale. Yeah.
Right. So this is a part of you nurturing young talent here in India.
Absolutely. Yes.
So by collaborating with all of these
Absolutely.
universities.
Yes.
As such,
Yes.
right
Yes. So again, this I'm not really sure. I think people have a completely different perspective about insurance as an industry, right? People see it's already saturated, it's a mature industry, innovations are not coming out of it. And we are here to deconstruct that myth, right? If you really look at the numbers, it tells a completely different story, right? If you really look at the total addressable market, it's actually growing. In India, the insurance sector is growing at almost 11% year on year. There are huge opportunities which are coming, and especially with adoption of new technologies, there is a faster processing of different applications. So I think the opportunities are huge, and we can really make a career out of insurance, and we just want to make sure that every academia has an access to this information, and so that the students can actually leverage on it and build their career in insurance.
Right. It's nice to understand that you're building an ecosystem here. You're not just building offices, and
Absolutely.
It's an ecosystem that you're nurturing, and with new graduates that get trained in all of these technologies.
That's true.
That's really impressive. So talking about all of these innovations that you're doing at the insurance level and the way you are nurturing young talent, I came across something called Elevated by Guidewire, scholarship supporting young women in engineering. Now, could you tell us why is this so important and what impact do you expect to see out of this?
Good. I think most often we talk about women in technology.
Absolutely.
But if you really deep dive, double click on the problem statement, you understand that the number of female students enrolling for a computer science or related courses are much lower. We have also seen a very significant dropout in that, the early enrollments, because either they don't have the capital or they don't have the access to some kind of a right mentorship. With Elevated by Guidewire is our effort to extend opportunities for people who do not have the capital or the right mentorship to pursue a kind of a bachelor's in engineering. I think that's our effort. We started with 50 scholarship this year, which means that we handhold them through the 4 years of their engineering course. And more than the financial commitment, what I'm completely bullish on is the kind of mentorship that we offer, right? Most of my employees are part of that mentorship program. So they have weekly conversations with these students who have enrolled to the program, extending them the kind of right infrastructure in terms of which are the different courses to pursue, guidance at each of those levels, and also access to some of the content that we provide, right? So I'm completely bullish on this, and ultimately, how do you define success for this, right? We just wanted the industry to take this initiative and be a multiplier, right? Every organization can play this game, and that's one way to increase the women in technology.
It's a very profound message, So do you plan to increase your intake year on year, or how does this work?
That's a plan. Again, it's a function of where those opportunities could be, and we also partner with an organization called FFE. They curate the kind of needs, and then we go through a kind of a review process and look at their credentials and whether we are able to extend the support. And that's how we scale it. Again, scaling is also a function of how much capacity that we can spend, right? Because we really wanted to have meaningful kind of outcomes out of this. Yeah.
That's really impressive. You are trying to help the gender bias. You're trying to dissolve that, right, with these kind of initiatives.
Yes.
That's impressive. That's really impressive. Moving on, if we have a sneak peek into the future, what does the next decade of Insurtech look for you? And especially for Guidewire India, where do you see yourself contributing in that vision?
Yeah, I think it will be primarily an AI-enabled, AI-led conversation in the future, and you will see much more faster delivery of software which would happen, right? That's the primary thing. The second larger narrative is that everyone is a developer, right?
Right.
Previously, you need to learn a specific language to interact with the systems, right? Whether it's a Python or a Java or any of these languages. Now you don't need, with a plain English, you could actually create a software and create an working software. I think the democratization of developer persona is something which is happening across industry, right? And you will see that what truly differentiates people would be the kind of creative element that they come back to, right? So in future, you will see more faster delivery of software. You will see the entire software development cycle shrink, which will enable faster features to be shipped to the customer at an amazing pace. And you will also see a huge leverage in terms of the data each of the customers and organization possess. You will create more insights in terms of how these data can be leveraged, and that's something that I really, I'm completely bullish on.
Absolutely, it sounds impressive, I mean, honestly, but like all good things need to come to an end, our episode's coming to an end here, but then just before that, and before I let you go off, I'd like to switch gears a bit here to something a little more lighter. We spoke about, technology and all that, let's a little more lighter stuff. So we are on to our next segment, that is a rapid fire round. I'm sure you understand that, quick questions, quick answers, all right? Shall we go for it?
That's true.
All right. What is the one tech buzzword you can't stand today?
Reimagination. I think everyone talks about reimagination, but what actually happens is completely different. So again, we again go back to incremental innovations, but not really a reimagination.
All right. Now, here's the next one's a tough one, I would say, honestly, because, we'll all find this stuff. What is the one app that you can't live without? Because I'm sure we'll have a dozen of them right now, but what is that one app that you can't live without?
So I big in Insta.
Insta, okay.
So I spend good amount of time looking at what's happening around, and then
that's interesting. Instagram, all right. Your favorite Bangalore eatery?
So I like, I'm not sure whether you've been to this side of the town. There is a South Indian breakfast joint called Filter Coffee.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, Filter Coffee.
I like
Filter Coffee. What do you like there?
The normal dosas, idlis, I kind of enjoy most of it.
Right. And I also believe, you are from Kozhikode, Kerala. Yeah. So what do you like about Kozhikode that, you miss here? Like,
no, I think I did my graduation in Calicut. I did my MBA from Calicut. So a significant amount of my life has been spent there. And Calicut is also very famous for the food.
Yes.
There is a very famous restaurant called Paragon that's there in Bangalore also.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I think that food is whenever I think about Calicut, I think the first thing which comes up to me is the food, amazing food.
So Guidewire employees, you know where to find Mr. Anzy, Paragon, Bangalore. Right. So a leadership mistake that you learned from?
Do not process all the advice that you get. I think a lot of times you will be surrounded with a lot of advice, and you should take a pause and look at what works for you, because everyone's journey is completely unique. What worked for me may not work for you. So I think that's extremely important to process the information that's coming to you and act on it.
Right. And if you weren't in tech, what would you be doing?
That's a tough question. Probably an architect.
Oh wow, okay.
Because I feel architecture is one field where you are actually part of the art itself, right? Now think about this space, right? We have designed this space, and people who are actually sitting here is actually part of that art form, and that's where I'm so passionate about architecture. And also, right, if you come across this space, right, if you go across this space, you will also see that we have captured many artifacts from different parts of India, because we just wanted our employees to connect with that specific part and then have a larger story around it.
Absolutely. I see a lot of murals around here, in the office. And I saw you also, inspecting and seeing, hands-on, the building, like, So I had a feeling like, is he into architecture or design or any of such? And, you pointed out.
It was a really great experience for me. I got involved in every single process in terms of curation, getting different art pieces here. So It was also a personal journey for me.
Right, right. Also, a lot of you do not know Anzy is also an avid cyclist, by the way. I mean, like, you might find him in one of these cycling, pelotons in around Bangalore that is happening.
Yeah,
That's
I
great.
think, cycling is something that I follow, especially on weekends. I try to go for a long ride, yeah.
Right. It's impressive. I'm also a cyclist, by the way. So I mean, I need to call this to an end now. And, Anzy, I need to say we've had a very insightful conversation. Thank you for sharing all these insights into Guidewire's, approach for the future in Insurtech in India. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Absolutely. Pleasure's mine as well. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this episode of Crafting Bharat. I'm your host, Nelson John, and we'll continue bringing stories of visionaries, leaders, and organizations who are driving India's growth story forward. If you enjoyed this conversation, do follow and share it with your network, and stay tuned for more such stories of innovation and impact. Until next time, this is Nelson John signing off.